Who is Spider-Man No Way Home's sixth sinister villain? Christmas, which is the biggest festival of the year, is coming, but you know what else is coming? Spider-Man No Way Home Festival. Hello Marvel fans, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we're going to talk about the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. So without any further ado, let's begin. So as we're heading towards the end of the year, the wait for the upcoming movie Spider-Man No Way Home is also ending, but the excitement is not. And this is because the movie is also one of the biggest Marvel movies and also the biggest Spider-Man movie as of late. And all this is because we're getting the multiverse in it. Yes, you heard me right, the multiverse. As you've already seen the trailer, the movie has a multiverse plot which brings the chaos of villains like Sandman, Electro, Green Goblin, Dr. Octopus, and Lizard, basically the Sinister Six. But the Sinister Six can't be completed by 6 villains because we have seen only 5 villains and 1 villain is still not shown in the trailer. But fans are so sure about the assembly of the complete Sinister Six. And for the noobs who doesn't have any idea about the Sinister Six, is a group of supervillains appearing in the Spider-Man comic books published by Marvel Comics. They are drawn from Spider-Man's list of enemies. The original incarnation of the group was organized by Dr. Octopus and consisted of himself, Vulture, Electro, Mysterio, Sandman, and Kraven the Hunter. But now in the real action movie, we have already seen the original supervillain changing from the list. Now we already have the hints for 5 villains who could be the 6th villain of the movie. Obviously, fans want to see Spider-Man go up against the super villain team of 6 most deadliest villains, and Spider-Man No Way Home is an opportunity for that. Well, there are many possibilities for the villains like Venom, Mysterio, Shocker, Morbius, Carnage to get introduced in the movie as the 6th villain. So assuming that we're on the money with the unconfirmed villain appearances, let's discuss a bit on who is the 6th member of the team. Number 1. Mysterio. As we know that Mysterio died at the end of Spider-Man Far From Home, but did he actually die? Well, the villain's entire game is his ability to deceive and smokescreen people and do fake superhero landings. LOL. The man uses drones technology to create an entirely different situation, so it would be hard for him to fake his death and would also be the perfect con job for Mysterio's plan to complete his revenge on Tony Stark taking over his plan by joining the Sinister Six in Spider-Man No Way Home. Plus, imagine the irony of a movie where Peter Parker and Doctor Strange worked to undo Spider-Man's real identity when Peter was never actually guilty of killing Mysterio. And of course, we'll all know that Peter didn't kill the villain, but that's just us who know the reality, and it would prove nothing to the general public who worship the con superhero in Spider-Man Far From Home. Number 2. Vulture. Vulture has already appeared in the MCU. Michael Keaton famously played Adrian Toomes in Spider-Man Homecoming. And although Spidey defeated him, he is still alive and in prison. It's only a matter of time before we see him again. In fact, Vulture's actor Keaton was seen in the trailer for Morbius, and fans suspect he is appearing as Vulture. A hint of sinister things to come, perhaps? He might have ended up defeated by the Spider-Man, however, it definitely shows that he will take his revenge in the upcoming movie. And we're sure because recently Michael Keaton confirmed on Jimmy Kimmel Live that he was in the process of shooting some Vulture stuff. However, the upcoming release of No Way Home makes it more likely that he is recording additional material for Morbius or a Sony Marvel Studios project. And even if he appears in No Way Home, his return would not be so shocking because his character still has some future projects left for the upcoming multiverse. Number 3. Shocker. And along with Vulture, let's not forget there was yet another Spider-Man villain involved in Spider-Man Homecoming, Herman Schultz, also known as Shocker. He is another iconic Spider-Man villain who could appear in Spider-Man No Way Home as a prospective member of the Sinister Six. He's definitely an option, but one has to wonder if Shocker doesn't create redundancy in this supervillain lineup. The last time we see Shocker was in Spider-Man Homecoming while fighting with Spider-Man, and at the end of the fight, Spider-Man beat him. So it would make perfect sense if he again appears in Spider-Man No Way Home, either joining Vulture or working at it alone. The next one on our list is one of the most anticipated villains ever, Venom. The fans are ready to see Tom Hardy's Venom and Tom Holland's Spider-Man in a movie together. Tom Hardy's Venom is the most anticipated character which could appear in the next Spider-Man movie, and the fact which makes it so precise is Venom Let There Be Carnage's post-credit scene. As shown in the post-credit scene of the movie, Eddie Brock is chilling in a hotel room by watching an opera on a TV on an island, but suddenly everything about the room changes, which is expected due to Doctor Strange's spell, which implies that we're now in another universe's version of the same place. Now, it's not an opera on TV instead. Eddie's watching what looks like the post-credit scene of Spider-Man Far From Home, in which J. Jonah Jameson reveals to the world that Peter Parker is Spider-Man and he is the guy who killed Mysterio. And after watching that, Venom licks the screen and the image of Spider-Man's face, but not incriminating. The question now is, will Venom lick Spider-Man's face for real? Because Eddie Brock is a good guy in the movie, and he only kills bad guys, which pushes it to a far point that Tom Hardy's Venom's cameo in his biggest Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man No Way Home, is gonna be the biggest cameo ever. Scorpion. Spider-Man's arch-nemesis Scorpion, who was played by Michael Mando, is seen often in comics and cartoons, but fans may not remember his big-screen debut, and those who do will point towards Spider-Man Homecoming, when he attempted to buy weapons from Vulture. But let's also remember that Scorpion asked Vulture for details on Spider-Man's identity, and with Peter Parker's identity now publicly known in Far From Home, Mac Gargan has all he needed to band together with a bunch of other villains and get some vengeance. However, we never get to see Mac Gargan to get his iconic costume and take his revenge on Tom Holland's Spider-Man, but maybe there's a chance in Spider-Man No Way Home. Of course, it would appear by the leaks and rumors of the movie that we can see a number of Peters together with Tom Holland's Peter Parker's Spider-Man, but we don't know that for sure because the trailer doesn't show any details about it. But there's still a possibility, especially with the prospects of variants or the blending of universes. Rhino. The Amazing Spider-Man movies have a lot of characters who never got the respect and a screenplay they actually deserved. However, these films are the forgotten middle child in between the Sam Raimi classics and the Kevin Feige new hotness and coolness. But apart from this, what are we trying to say is we all have waited a long time to see a live-action version of Rhino on the big screen, so Marvel should take point and show villains like Rhino in the biggest movie of the year. However, it is definitely too late to make any requests, and it seems like Kevin Feige has already been picked over, but if by the end of this movie the whole multiverse situation isn't resolved. But apart from these, who do you want to see in the movie as the sixth villain? Let us know in the comments section. That will be it for today, guys. Thank you for watching the video. We hope you liked the video. If you did, leave a thumbs up, and also do consider subscribing to the channel. And also, guys, don't forget to press the bell icon to never miss any updates from us. I'll see you on the next one. Until then, peace.